Alright, and welcome again. We are somehow unsure considering work hasn't really gotten easier as far as day work goes. For some reason this one has started to practically almost keep the schedule suddenly, so something must have happened. Unsure in which sense, but for some reason have lately had a lot of success at actually doing all the streams in the schedule, and of course was already somewhat designing the schedule for the 200 follower party on Sunday. We will have several games that haven't been on the stream for quite a while, and or even actually the first game that streamed, and it is not the very old school Crusader Kings, some might remember. It was the first stream with fursuit and webcam and all, but actually the first game that streamed, do think that Ragabash may have watched it, because it was the test, one of the 2 technical test streams before had even the webcam, and that was the first game that streamed. So it's actually not Warrior, it's not actually the medieval almost text-based simulator thing, whatever it was called, like Medieval Lords, Warrior Kings of Europe. Yes, it's not that. It was the first one that did first stream proper with, but one that actually was the very first one is a different game, and that's actually included in the schedule for the 200 follower party. And indeed we had plenty of bounces, so yep. We had gotten one follower more, like last night. Apparently they had watched VODs or something and followed, so we are now firmly above 200, which is of course very nice. So let's then gradually move towards the game here and see how we do, as we had a bit of problems with maintaining a stable economy, which doesn't sound very surprising, because it's even mild realistic that you have to push the population amount to get more revenue, but then you have to provide goods to keep the population increasing, so it kind of simulates some of the feedback functions in actual economy. So it's kind of slightly more demanding, because it actually does display some of the properties of real economies. So in that respect it of course is interesting. And it's just quite hard in the sense also that it seems that sometimes the overall revenue goes to the negatives, even while you still have like overall, as far as one would find the situation from the budget sheet. It should be positive, but it appears that it anyway sometimes pushes a deficit. But yes, let's move towards the game and see what we will have happen this time. So let's then we load. Alright, and there we go. We still tried to build a frigate, but unsure how to get the kind of like the overall, because you need like artisans for that, and unsure how to exactly get those. At least the fishery operates at 100% efficiency, if nothing else. Here our main problem is that we need to transport crane over, and then when budget wise able, have to start running the malt house. So this should transport like grain from Ditchwater to Mainas. To think that the main issue here really is that we need to have a surplus of grain here. Which seems to be actually happening, so that wasn't our ship, so this this is so. I think the main problem is that for some reason, for whatever reason, our ship is very persistently full of timber. No wonder, because we also have the harbor here full of it. Let's make sure that the route doesn't anymore include that, it looks like. I do think the main problem is that the ship is still full of timber. Would be a good idea to empty the ship, because currently the ship does go back and forth, but it's full of timber, which isn't helping. Because we also have here full supply of timber. So it's like if we build an additional warehouse, does it increase our storage capacity for timber? good question how one exactly utilizes the overall facilities of the game to empty the ship of timber, because the problem is like everywhere there is a surplus of timber, so would be kind of useful currently to remove the ship from the trade route and try to empty it of timber by either selling it or like throwing it away or whatever, because it's not very desirable situation as it stands that your ship is stuck chock full of timber. So let's see if we remove the ship from the route and so just store the route. Your trade route has a major issue for sure, because there's currently no ship. So let's order the ship to this harbor and make sure to get it empty. At least our economy has some time to recover in the meantime. Are we now producing? Are we producing enough like work clothing so that our good
Complete stop.
sailmaker?
Stores are inundated.
From Friday to Monday.
Might be useful to have even another rendering. Rendering works because it seems that the soap factory is running only at 50% due to lack of tallow. So if we have another of these, to think that as long as they get enough pigs, we should be able to increase efficiency here. Let's see if we need to build another big farm. Fortunately they are quite cheap to run, so alright. So now we should have enough pigs for 2 rendering works, and then we should be able to get like maximum efficiency there for most soap produced. And then we need to deal with our ship being stuck chock full of lumber. More gets transferred onto the ship. That is not the desired situation. Can we like sell some of it? Let's put minimum stock at 25, like. And we have only the problem that the ship still has a lot of it. To transfer to island storage, can we somehow just like throw the contents away, as do not really want to. Yes, the problem here is like would like to get rid of it, but it's non-trivial.
It's going to be a long voyage.
Heartless.
Alright, marketplace is only like the
Nice day for it.
consumer goods matter.
Please don't leave your crate unattended, sir.
Alright. Right clicking it causes the item to be thrown overboard. Great, now we can redo the route. Finally discovered that. It's not said anywhere in the tutorial or such, so would have probably required reading the manual. Grain, yes, and additionally we should transport if we could, because there seems to be there in turn there is wool, so we could actually transport like also wool to the other side, because then we get then we can do our own framework knitting on the other island also. And now we can assign the ship again and try again, like with the grain and the wool. So now we should have much less issues, because we threw like 70 wood overboard, so that was very economical.
The vessel shall be subject to an inspection.
Please, couldn't muck me out, could you?
Damn wild animals are eating all my hens. Poor things are so terrified they haven't laid an egg in weeks. Please, Governor, catch the rascals.
I need help with my
Alright,
own
how do we
troubles.
do that? Find and collect the wild animals. So where there is a wild animal.
Don't mind a bit, foraging.
Minor issue.
silage. So, let's close. I have the half the time.
Yeah, that might be the case, that foxes been at them chickens. Just kind of unsure, like where the wild animals would be. It centers on the house, but
Fancy an ale after work?
let's see actually finance wise, like are we even running any framework knitters currently? Yes, so why are we even keeping the charcoal kiln
If
not
it's a
paused?
lockout,
Because
we've
we
a
are not
right to
doing
know
the
the dispute.
charcoal thing.
Pamphlets, pickets, healthy honest protest. If some silver spoon stiffs want to deny us that, we'll take them shiny spoons and shove 'em. You paramount can't even roll up silage.
Alright, we are getting grain and wool here, so
Can't beat a humble spade.
now we can have more residencies here.
Wish it went to bad hands.
Hmm. At least we are like getting So let's see about like what we can do here in general. Like, would like to run the malt house, but we would need to have a bit more stable economy. It's kind of approaching that. We are running usually a surplus, so still kind of confused at where there are the wild animals. I have not seen any. The quest is moderately confusing. Oh well, if we do not like find the solution, do not think there is any major penalty either for not being able to solve the quest, but it's like, of course, would be nice to be able to solve it.
Know a few what's turned to factory work, hands mangled in machines. I'll stick with me side,
Let's
thank
check
you.
the other island. Like, can we now build a malt house on this island? At least we do have some extra population. Everyone would like the. Now we can actually also put out framework neither here. It does considerably increase. Considerably increase the economical load, but we do have wool here. Actually, we have 75 wool here. So would this be mainly up to actually getting the wool into place? We could build an additional warehouse on this side also. Yeah, now we are getting efficiency. This should increase the overall satisfaction, thus also increase the revenue, which is as usual. Like, you have to have goods to back up your population growth with. No city walls. No, this game doesn't apparently do anything with walls. Have not seen on the menu either like anything to build. You can build like beautification. You can add like some parks or such, but there apparently are no city walls. It might be also because this is Anno 1800. Alright, let's see what our newspaper now does. Bankruptcy. City left to burn. We haven't lately had at least a fire, so lack of decent clothing, that we are trying to solve. Bankruptcy. About to say, no, we do not want to auto-publish. We of course want to edit a bit, so let's add some distraction as usual. Like, do not really like the news on that we burnt out. Let's add some silly news items. The bankruptcy, we are kind of like alright with showing that we can publish like our finances are not that strong, because it's the fact, but like the problems with the fire department back the other day we do not talk about, because of course we should be able to protect our citizens. Let's see if we can still see any wild animals. This task is confusing. There are the chimkin, but do not see any wild animals. This in general, like, find this mostly weird. because typically walls like city walls as overall concept were usually viewed as outmoded by the 19th century. Typically the kind of war of maneuver being fought by then was considered to favor the kind of bastion style fortifications that would more of force the overall movement and maneuvering of the enemy into the paths you wanted it to go. So it was more like that you wouldn't usually build a fortification to wall around a city, but rather build a fortification with lines of fire that would force your opponent to take paths that would be most advantageous to your defensive maneuvers. So the assumption at least that would be that by the 19th century the war of maneuver being fought also made city walls obsolete, which is why the game doesn't include an option to build them. At least that would be this one's theory on lack of city walls. Alright, we do not see any wild animals there, so let's see on the other island. Are people happier now that they have overalls? They are still unhappy, but unsure why.
What brings you here, master?
What would be the main driver of lack of happiness? Lack of luxury. Also the news do not make people happy. Island peace. However you solve the lack of luxury. They would like to have a pub. That's of course something we are more than willing to oblige. To think this would actually be probably the best position for a pub when we compare this and these. To think that more residential buildings are reached by being here also for the future. So let's put the pub right here.
I don't always hear what I want to hear about you.
Alright, now they do have some pub need being fulfilled. They would also apparently like to have schnapps, which is kind of like, would say, gives kind of single-dimensional view of farmers. They like different alcohol products being available.
Who's stinking like cut cheese?
They also apparently would like to have a pub on this side of the world. Yeah, still mildly confused about the quest with the wild animals, but so let's see about like we should still get slightly stronger economy would be nice, but it seems that we always get very close to zero.
Every field has its weeds.
Alright, farmers here are content, so now it could be upgraded to workers, but we certainly do not want to, because we don't have almost any worker requiring buildings on the whole island. Now we could consider the malt house, which requires 4 steel, so we should transport some steel over, but is there actually even does any steel exist anymore even on the main island? Yes, so let's modify the ship orders.
Competitors are now at war.
Alright, there we go. As far as that goes. So there should be
Every ship needs a
enough steel available soonish. Still like the name of the ship, Golden Behind, so
Competitors are now at war.
right, firefighters in action, so at least something works out. Now the blaze didn't go without extinguishing, so that's better than the news item that we replaced. Like really, we do not care as much for rumors of bankruptcy as that we leave our citizens to burn, which of course was not the intent. So let's
Barns filled with owls. We must have dormice.
still quite confused by this.
Picked fresh this morning by yours truly.
The fire is out of control.
Still unsure how you get the artisans for the frigate. There's one like upgrade. Upgrade the residents to create artisans or so at least we do now have a bit more solid economy, also that we have 1,500 budget. So let's see if we have steel beams here so we can build the malt house and gradually move closer to producing beer like the quest requires. So
Likely find me out and about of an evening, seeing what's what.
no, we still do not have more than 2 steel here.
Can't beat a humble spud.
Still do not understand this quest. Oh well. Alright, let's So let's see if we can get steel to the other island to build the malt house, which would be quite nice. So let's see about that. When is the ship actually coming?
The fire left ruins behind.
And we are stuck with wool. So let's throw just wool overboard. We have like excesses of resources. And why wouldn't the steel be getting taken out? Right, so it's lack of cargo ship slots. There we go, maybe already next round, because it would assume, it assumes it takes all the good types, so that's the problem. So it would try to keep space for all of them. We have for a surfeit of wool also here. At least then we should have, yes, none of these are now unhappy at the lack of overalls. Alright, now we at least get those in, because we no longer run out of cargo slots. Let's also ditch the wool overboard. And finally, now we took grain and steel, so now that should work, so we can build the malt house and then start production of beer once we get the malt house running, and then also get the brewery built, so we can finally start producing also beer. So that would work well in that respect, now that we actually can do so. And there we go, now we also have the ship arrive with steel, so now we can build the malt house. Now we are missing bricks on the island. That's actually interesting. Can we produce bricks here ourselves? There's iron deposit, there's copper deposit. Do we have clay deposit over? Do we have to also bring bricks over? Let's remove the pier, which was the original idea until we... So let's also transport bricks. There we go. Now we should be able to. Now we should be able to. Oh, indeed, Kisu. So let's see. Hopefully we can finally get all the materials to the island, which is also.
It's all right here, I suppose.
So let's see. We at least have excess of brick here.
Where did you say you come from?
Let's see if this thing now agrees to take bricks. Yes, so now it is only matter of the trip back to get the bricks finally there, so we can build the things for the brewing venture. So that should work out better. Would be yes, Mr. Archibald Blakes. Convincingly named Golden Behind. Still like that, like great name. And now we do have bricks here, so we can finally, hopefully. Whatever happened, the ship clearly has no bricks. Neither does the harbor. Alright, quite unsure what happened. There should be bricks now on this island, but that doesn't seem to be the case. And we have not set bricks to be traded, so that seems quite confusing. Why didn't any bricks appear on the other island?
Halt the conveyor! Look busy, people.
More wondering what happened with transporting bricks to the other island. Really shouldn't be this difficult. So let's see again. Oh, no wonder. We clicked the wrong icon. Our good ship is transporting soap. It looks a lot like bricks when you look at it. No wonder. So now we know it, and let's raise a boat at that. Like, yes, really. It was not bricks. Let's try again. Alright, editor announces the latest edition of the newspaper. Maybe more positive news, sir. Low risk of explosions. Yeah, we didn't succeed with the mission because we didn't understand it, so let's put some distraction out, and now we actually do have a positive newspaper. That went better. And now let's try again to transport the bricks, so edit the route. We have been transporting soap to our fine island. That would be the soap. There we go. Finally. Finally. Now we should get bricks to the island. Yes, let's transport soap. Good, that explains our desperate lack of bricks. We were instead importing soap to our fine island. And now the ship has bricks on it, so now we will soon get to build the malt house and probably start the overall brewing process on that island, because that island can produce hops. And finally we are not transporting soap there. That was quite amusing incident, like why there are no bricks, help. And then it proves was transporting soap there, so no wonder. Alright. We started pretty early and we do have a good amount of viewers, so let's keep playing up to, do think we can keep playing up to 2 hours here, as it seems we do have pretty good company here, so let's keep going at least for now and see how it's feeling a bit further into the game. So let's see, now that we get bricks here. Now we have bricks on the island, yes. Finally we can build the hop or the. There we go. Now we have a malt house. The malt house, of course, has to get some grain carted over from. Oh, bouncy kisu yay. So let's see now that we get, then we can build the brewery next.
There ain't enough of us.
Barns filled with owls. We must have dormice.
Alright, this requires worker workforce, so now we can upgrade some of our fine country dwellers to workers. And now that we have some worker population, this should start to operate, yes. And then we should also build a big farm and slaughterhouse at some point, so that our island has supply of sausages. But now we can build the brewery because we are producing malt. So there we go. Now we do have also a brewery, and we should have both hops and malt available, so soon. And now we can convert some more farmers into workers also for the brewery. That's an abandoned building. So that started over.
We've only a skeletal work gang.
Alright, now the brewery is also operating. So now the ship will be at some point able to pick up some beer from here, which has been the overall goal all the time. So now we can again reinstate. Instead of steel and bricks, which we We are going to start transporting beer back. Oops, we deleted. So let's discard changes and try again. So let's start transporting beer back, and there we go. Now we should be able to fulfill the quest at some point once we produce enough beer. Alright, we should convert a couple more
Looks
dwellings
fair,
into.
but there's mold in the walls.
Don't mind a bit.
Worker wants to ensure sufficient workforce for the malt house and the brewery. Alright, so the brewery is an operation here, and now we should at some point consider. Alright, let's see finance wise, like. We are running 3 big farms, which is probably.
We can't shut the storeroom door. We're on tenterhooks.
Wake me up when you're ready.
With a lark this morning, I was.
Alright, now we have sufficient workforce for all of these. And we have even 1 pier ready in the harbor, so that is going to improve the overall situation with the beer supply also.
I'm not going to say I didn't think it possible.
Yeah, at least rum is contained usually in a crock, Kisu. That's correct. The other ingredients may be like usually only seawater and or sometimes like ale is used to water it down so that you do not keep your rum ration for the next day. If you would keep your rum ration longer, you would most probably be able to then party someday very hard, which usually the Navy doesn't like. So that's quite logical also. So let's then see about whether we can fulfill the conditions for the quest with making the beer, so that we can continue to further quests in that respect. So let's then see about do we have enough beer? Yes, we fulfilled the let's renovate that. Fortunately our fire problems have not been very severe. Now we have to still make the frigate, and the tutorial doesn't bother to tell us how we can get artisans. Complete this quest to continue your journey. Yes, but how do we get the overall, like, the artisan to make the frigate? Because it's like on our shipyard it states that to build a frigate you require artisans. How do we get artisans?
How it'll be in the fairy tales.
Alright. So is it like upgrading a worker dwelling? Does if you upgrade the residents, do they become like? What does it say there? Because next population level, it doesn't say if they become like.
Stand to attention for the boss.
Right, so you can like. Let's also ask him
Come
for
later.
quest.
I'll see what I can pull out me hat.
Alright, come later. Let's also flatter them.
Well, wibbly you have.
Very good. Request trade rights. Chance of success 0. Why then to do that even? Oh well, talking to him was quite simplified. Yes, that's easy to answer. That is the case. You can even see the pattern somewhat, especially if show on the main screen. So the answer would be yes. Moment will pause the game and switch to main screen for you. So can also thank you for your question, and can also of course you have to separately redeem show of bodysuit to actually see it more than the main screen shows, but of course will show off this much on the main screen for free. So yes, that would be your answer. And of course also wave to you, thank you for asking the question, and hopefully you have been enjoying the stream. So we still need to build the frigate, and we have no idea how to get the artisans. Not going to search it online yet, but not going to stop yet. We were just showing off the skunk and the bodysuit, so we are still continuing for maybe half an hour. As said that we will do 2 hours, as we seem to have pretty good viewership and not in a hurry anywhere, started a bit earlier, so we are going on until midnight. So yes, that was the question, and answered it by also showing that I'm wearing this specific one as the base suit this time. Yeah, good night for you, Kisu, when you go. So let's give you more waves also when you go, and thank you for joining. It has been very enjoyable time with Anno 1800 again. Oh, and yes, that would answer your question. So thank you for asking it, and we will show off more if you choose to redeem show of bodysuit, for example. But yes, let's return to the game and yes, it's exactly, Kisu. Farmers will be more happy when they get some beer. That's very important. Alright, let's resume game, and still wondering how to get the artisans, like. Is it about just like getting high enough population to a dwelling and upgrading it, or something else? Apparently we need more snaps. And also beer is requested here, so have we gotten any beer over yet? Yes, we have, so beer problems are being addressed as we speak. And also the supply of beer is improving, so also they would like more snaps. Do we actually have a snaps distillery? Faintly remember that we would have a snaps distillery. Let's see. Looks like we do. Ah, here it is. And we have the potato farm next to it. If we have such shortfall of snaps, it most probably increase snaps production capacity. How is the overall situation with potatoes? Like, do we produce enough to have a surplus, or do all of them go to snaps immediately? Seems like we are quite close to unity in this respect, that we produce potato and it's immediately used for snaps. See how at least the farmers look quite pleased now, so hope that they would increase population. I do think the artisan gets created if we get sufficient population to increase, because it doesn't really tell what upgrading these further will do. Have we transported all steel to the other island? So let's see, like we still would like to have the artisan, but how does one get one is the question. Do we have like any? Yes, Annopedia. Let's see about like very few things are actually shown here, like electricity in the new world. Right, that's quite like amusingly. The general area has only one information, which is lifestyle needs. we should also at some point build a school, apparently. Can we already build one? At least we can build a police station. We do not have enough workers to build a school, so... Nope. We can also
Fresh air
probably...
living here.
Now that we passed the quest to produce beer, I have to say that we are going to pause these also for the simple reason that their running costs are like main driver in terms of like economy, because they are so high cost to run that though it increases farmer slash especially worker satisfaction, the problem is that they actually are enough to pull the overall balance to negative, because running them costs like
Complete stop.
several hundred. So constant production of beer not quite realistic. Would think that currently production of steel would be more useful, so let's see, like first of all we need to push the iron mining.
Some scad broke closure, did they?
Costs only 50 to run, so we already have full output storage for iron.
New unionism is our
So in
future.
turn, running furnace
Us
would seem
filings swept into an
as
iron
a fair
tide.
solution,
The rattle
like
of the
produce
workers.
some
Freedom and equality
steel.
for all.
Expensive to run, but we also then get some steel again produced on the island. So we gonna maybe upgrade at some point one of the worker dwellings for we should also see like which framework knitters we are running. We are not running the one on the main island, so
Start up again? Oh, right.
let's start also that. It's only 50 and we should have more.
We've only a skeletal work gang.
Attractiveness is lowered by running a steelworks. That's fairly true. It's of course very useful to have.
When do we start again?
Also this need fulfilled. Then one of the issues also is that we have been mostly producing soap and not much sausage in any recent times, so we have excess of pigs, so it should be realistic to run at least one slaughterhouse. Right, the sailmaker costs 75 to run. Finished at least current queue. Yeah, we would also need more workers, so actually that would push towards upgrading some of these. Gentrification. We are also again producing sausage, so and we are pretty well even pushing a surplus for now in the economy. It helps because when you produce more goods which you provide to the hello there Camu, let's also greet you properly on the main screen, so let's of course greet our good fruit bat properly. So let's switch temporarily to main screen. There we go, and welcome to the stream, and hopefully you have had a good week this far. Oh. So let's see about if we can keep on pushing the economy further forwards, preferably over having it contract. Oh, more waves for you. So let's see about that. Now that we are again producing even sausage, we should have pretty good. Like we do believe that if worker dwellings increase population enough, we would get artisan maybe. So this is actually now increasing population because we are providing almost all goods. We do have some overalls and sausage and soap and bread and fish and markets available, and then they seem to be happy enough to increase population. So, oh, thank you. Do know that you like the skunk a lot, and of course one doesn't pay for clockwork creature for nothing. So, in that respect, also do think that the skunk is pretty much what one would hope for when one goes with them. Yes, these dwellings are now increasing population, so maybe if we upgrade the residents here, we would get finally the artisan, which would allow us to produce the frigate we are trying to do. So let's see if that would enable us to finish this quest, and we are pushing quite good surplus by now, so clearly providing more goods has improved our economy, because we at times fought with the economy contracting no matter what we did, so clearly pushing for more goods production has helped The beer we are not again producing because it's so expensive to run for now, but
We put our love into this.
we do also produce work
Nothing good to say.
cloth here, so everyone has some nice overalls. Alright, and one issue is still like getting the few missing population. Now some of these are already pushing 18, but would still need the population to increase a couple so that we now do have steel also on this island, as we have been producing steel for some time, as it's now economically viable considering the situation. Now we can actually construct a school. This should again 20 steel, so we need to for a while still produce steel, and we have only seven brick left on this island, so we should also remove brick from the ship route. Because if we do not keep carting it out, do you think we have a yes, we have an operational clay pit, and do you think we should have operational brick works also? Like we do have full output storage. Let's make sure that we are actually running the brickworks. Yes, and it's even running on full capacity, so availability of bricks should correct itself quite easily. Let's even speed up a bit so that we have enough steel and bricks to build the school, as we do not have any major issue currently, as we are pushing surplus economically and we can practically go for Alright, and let's see about let's see about 10. Can we get the population here to... Apparently it won't without school exceed the level. So it's practically, of course, logical that you would need a school to have an artisan. 25 brick. Yep. It's quite a bit. But we are producing brick. I don't think we have only one clay bit anyway, so there's another one there. That's quite a way to build still, like quite a bit more road.
Hold the machines! Boredom turns.
Whatever you do, Master, keep doing it.
Alright, we have 20 steel, but the requirement for 25 brick to build the school is quite steep. So we still need to produce some more brick. Also can announce from as an aside can announce for audience here that the instance demo party ticket shop is now open, so you may purchase tickets for the event from instance website if you are interested. So ticket sales are go. Let's raise a ball to that. And let's see about what else we can do here other than wait for enough bricks to get the school. We are no longer. How many bricks did we actually haul to the other island out of interest? Like, because one problem was 71. Yep. We at least won't run out of bricks or steel on this island, so we could very well upgrade. And considering we are pushing over 600, we can really restart the production of beer also. We are pushing so high surplus that we can continue to produce beer. Here we should in turn like start, we can slow time again, because we can start here like build a big farm and so on, like start the overall, as someone would say, the process of gentrification, that build all the things the workers want. So time to build a big farm. Let's add the road here, because there's also a mine there and everything, so and then we have to construct the big storage area. There we go. Now that we have a big farm, we can also build the slaughterhouse, and then we do have one of the usual goods desired. To increase worker satisfaction also on the other island.
You've been playing for 2
You
hours.
played for 2 hours, well done. Apparently there's even like playtime clock in the game itself, but let's continue still, at least for now. So
No harm in a bit of fun, a bit of filth.
we have
Keeps
20
the oil
brick
lit when
here,
the
so it
world's
still
waned
takes a while because the school requires 25 brick, but we are getting closer. Let's speed up a bit again. Fortunately, there is some adjustability for the time.
I'll do.
A competitor raised a settlement.
So not far away from having altogether enough bricks also. So we wait to get enough brick to build a school, then we need to see which would be the best location for very possibly next to church almost. That didn't go totally as intended, because thought that we'll build some road here, but actually paved road also spends brick,
Workforce
so shortage of workforce. Not very bad shortage, because at least here it's quite easy to gentrify a couple of houses in the worker dwellings. Alright, now it's a port town. Nice, increasing city status. Which just enables more goods you have to provide, so it's very good idea. Your city improves status, then your people start to want also bread. It's like let's transport a bit of brick back with the ship. least for once. That way, once the ship arrives here, we should get sufficient brick to build the school. Alright, let's see. There's the ship and it has the 12 brick on board, so now our brick problems have been resolved and we can remove brick again from the overall trading schedule.
Fire broke out.
Now we can build a school. Now we should have road coverage there, so let's see. There we go for the school. Alright, our good Mr. Complainer is starting to see something good because we built a school. Alright, that looks quite classical and it even has like people playing in the field, it appears, so fair enough.
You've got our
Can we
interests
now
at
get
heart.
these up to? And why isn't the meter for school increasing at all? So we built one, so shouldn't depend on that. So let's continue for now. Still for like at least a while, we are up to 2 hours, but do not mind continuing for now as the game is getting interesting. Can we build the frigate? So let's see, at least we have a school, but like the school meter isn't getting filled any. And currently like main
I'm happy as a sandboy. Will you build us another castle?
Those dimwits skipping our union meeting drink the second I look away. My comrades need to hear my proposal. Lend me authority to gather them up. Alright, sure.
Will you work your magic for us? What we do
Find and
love
collect
to
the
see.
workers' comrades. Sure, that will be easy. Like, how about even more people?
Sure! A promise kept.
Right, that was quite easy. Right, that's not good. Especially having a pub on fire. Let's build a fire station here, preferably. It just takes a while also, so we may have some destroyed buildings in the meantime. Let's rebuild these, hopefully they...
You can do it. Work your way up from that dirty bottom.
Quick pick up quest. Sure,
Let's see what you conjure up.
pick up Flotsam in half an hour.
Left ruins behind.
Alright, now we have a fire station also here. At least now the fire problems have been dealt with. Ah, hello there, Riley. Let's give you a proper greeting on the main screen also. Oh. Hello there. Great to have you here, and let's continue at least for a while. Still would like to get one of the houses so that could get artisan out of it, but haven't yet gotten to that point, so let's keep playing at least like up to maybe 2.5 hours if feeling like it's still 10. So let's continue. It's been quite nice building and sometimes even a bit of fire risk. So
We've run out of gubbins.
ah yeah, now we are out of charcoal, so let's restart the charcoal production facility because our economy allows it. Alright, let's pick up some flotsam. Let's build one ships for ourselves for those purposes. For this we still need the artisans, but we do not have quite enough workers for the school to become a need. So let's gentrify. It's that simple. Now their school need is fulfilled and they again have population increasing. So the city had to get gentrified enough that there was need for school, at which point you could make them utilize the school, which in turn increases their population. So now we should be able to finally upgrade the residents. So let's see if we then get artisans. And we built a ship. That's apparently our
Where's
good
your magic
friends,
touch?
but we are building our own ship here, yes.
How would you like it if I kept you waiting?
Ah, alright, yay! That certainly will honor the request immediately, so let's do that for you right next. So let's pause the game here and switch over. Always appreciate, of course, redemption, because those are after all there for fun of all. So there we go, and now we are of course happy to oblige. So there we go, and of course also from the behind. There you go. Are you satisfied that the redeem has been fulfilled sufficiently? And in the meantime, let's continue. Oh, you're welcome. Thank you for redeeming. And let's in turn continue here. Always happy to oblige for the redemptions, and let's return to the game and see if we can pick up the flotsam, and if we now finally that we have a school get the artisans. Alright. Let's resume, and we are building the ship here. And then we should have... Yes, now we can upgrade residents. It becomes artisan. Alright, he gets a nice bowler hat, and age of fine craftsmanship has begun. Yes, we finally made it all the way to... Now that we have an artisan, are we now able to build the frigate? Yes, it requires more weapons though. Windows are a valuable construction material made out of sand from the coastline. Alright, so glass making, yes. So it's time to restart weapons production. Our weapons factory has been in the pause mode for a while, so let's put it back up. So we can finally build the frigate. This we already knew, our fire situation. Alright, and now we do have...
Every ship needs a stiff rudder.
schooner reporting.
Right, now we can pick up
Coordinates plotted.
some flotsam, so that's sufficient for the quest.
On our way.
No, it's specific flotsam, so let's ditch the wood overboard and send our ship where our mystery flotsam is. Good. Now that our ship is making way there, we can build the remaining weapons to make the frigate, which we can sell, and then we finally get further with the quests, because we got the artisan here,
I dream of
who
better.
apparently has a pretty big house and wants canned food. Yeah, the house is much bigger. It's like a city block, more or less. Sure. Windows. Yeah, sand mine, glass makers and window makers. Canned food also has quite complex. You have to have a cattle farm, red pepper farm, artisanal kitchen, iron mine, and finally you get canned food. And we even do not have fertility for red peppers. Yes, do know already that windows are valuable building material. Really, we do not even have fertility for red peppers.
I am the Princess Ching. Please,
I am Princess Queen. Please, I am curious about your otherworldly customs. Alright.
Princess brings a sense of magic to these shores.
The princess brings a sense of magic in these shores. Yeah. And we should be able to build pretty soon this, because we are missing one weaponry. How's our weapon factory being produced? So fair enough. Princess Queen runs her family's subsidiary in these parts with as steady hand as she can muster. She'll be glad to interact with you, just make sure your intentions don't get lost in translation. Alright. Oh, some hugs. Very nice. And once we produce this, then we can start building the frigate. So this is finally like we are making progress again, because at one point we were quite stuck. Had to kind of wait quite a bit that could bootstrap the artisan. There's a warning sign here. No longer. Yes, I'm aware that this one, be aware that you could build a sand mine. But where? Apparently on the beach. Sure. Then we need a glass maker and window maker, but not going to work more with windows quite yet, as we now should be able to build the frigate. Yes. Let's start building the frigate. And for now, shut down the weapons factory, as we do not really need to spend 150 running it.
Taking a break, like you said we could.
This takes a while to build. let's see, have we reached the... Yes, we have reached the mysterious flotsam area.
Coordinates plotted.
Glass hammers. Toothless saws. Sounds very useful. Deliver the Wibblesocks clipper. Yes, here.
Steersman.
Now we have to wait for the ship to return with some nice toothless saws. Seems legit. Whatever you're wanting to get in those crates, mister, do not believe for a second that it wouldn't be contraband when you claim such weird items in your manifest. Alright, sand mine. Works clearly well.
Get some rest.
Yeah, production of canned goods is actually quite difficult, so... So, let's then see about, like, we are building the frigate and... Alright, this ship is moving towards. Will take a while because the location was so far away. Alright, looks good. Could also fire change. Wise.
Could be worse.
And on the other island. Right, we could also build a bakery here now, but right, the frigate should also be built pretty soon. Yeah, we are in the last quarter of the build job also. So looks good. And we should soon be able to get the ship sold, and that would be probably 2.5 hours is quite good. So then most probably will finish, but let's see that we get the ship built and sold. And tomorrow, do you think, let's also in the overall general interest sense check what was tomorrow's stream game. Tomorrow's stream game was again Testament of Sherlock Holmes, so we will be continuing drawing conclusions and trying to apparently solve chess problems. At least last time the two major puzzles were the chess problems. Alright, it's not long at all that we finish the frigate now.
Ship constructed. Your company
New
is
orders,
flourishing.
Admiral.
You may
Mr.
breathe at match your
Ticker is
father.
impressed by your
Mr.
efforts and
Silver.
achievements, which he says would honor your father.
Ooh, you gave me a fright. You ready?
We are ready to
Always
hand in the
appreciate your
quest.
help,
Ready to
however
ropes.
overdue.
My talent is already rubbing off on you.
Alright, mister. At least we got some extra funds, which makes it easier to even. Let's send the ship here and sell it. Kingfisher, that would be a nice name for a ship, and it arrived here, so let's sell ship as now we finished the
Don't tell me I've missed another appointment.
quest. 10,000 would approve immediately. Almost doubles our
These
budget.
reinforcements will please Her Majesty, though it remains my hope.
Did they keep the name? Yes, it's still Kingfisher. You have no quests.
I had believed it would only do harm to tell you. I
Mr.
have
Ticker
grounds to
opens up
believe
to you, admitting he
your
kept your
father was
father's murder secret. No wonder you're still wearing the
and
prison
the killer, his
uniform.
soulmate, walks free.
He explains that your father's killer is hiding somewhere. So it's not you, mister. Is that sure? Follow a smuggler.
Supplies the murderer from
Alright,
Marquis
so
Harbor. We should investigate.
that would be the next line of quests then, and let's see how we are doing time wise. We are pretty much up to the 2.5 hours. So let's save the game here. Have a short finishing comment and then see who we will leave you with. So let's return the game to the title screen and switch gradually to the main screen for overall. And of course also shortly note again that we do have the 200 followers stream coming up on Sunday, and otherwise also tomorrow we will be playing Testament of Sherlock Holmes, and after that Thursday will be off, but on Friday we already continue and through week, and on Sunday starting 2 p.m. EET we do have the 200 follower special. And otherwise, thank you all for joining for some relaxed Anno 1800. Oh, no problem, it was great having you here. And let's then see who we will leave you with, and at this point wish you a good night and hopefully good day tomorrow, and see who we will raid. Who's doing what? Let's is playing Tarkov. Yuna is playing Cult of the Lamb. Haunta is again doing Legend of Zelda. Shats is playing Long Dark. Kelo is still doing Elden Ring. Let's see if they are still playing. Apparently. Fair enough, let's rate them because they are still working on Elden Ring. Do think they deserve it, and they are not that like attention catching games with others, so let's go for them. They deserve some good attention, so let's return you to Elden Ring with him. There we go. Thank you all for joining. Good night, and see you tomorrow evening with Testament of Sherlock Holmes and the Burb. Be well and sleep well.